Coming to you live from the MLB Youth Academy here in the city of Compton. We have Barons baseball for you on this lovely Wednesday evening. The Academy Barons will look to make it 3 state victories as they get set to take on the Orange County Riptide for the first time at home this season. Hello everyone, my name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. The Barons have won back-to-back games for the first time this season and have found some rhythm with this year's personnel. The offense has been among the league's best this summer. The pitching staff is rounding out into form, and the defense has been making improvements as the Barons are playing some of their best baseball. Tonight, they will face the struggling Riptide team as the Barons hope to make it 3 wins in a row. Temperatures are currently in the low 70s, 73 degrees, just minutes before first pitch. Let's go ahead and introduce you to both teams. On the first base side, it's the visiting Orange County Riptide. They enter tonight's game with a record of 7-7 on the season and have lost 3 of their last 5 games. The Riptide are led by head coach Brian Evans, and joining him on the staff are assistants Grant Mayu, Andrew Ramos, and Zach Thomas. Over on third base side, rocking their navy blue uniforms are the Academy Barons. The Barons enter tonight's game 4-8 on the season, are coming off some of their best action this season. The Barons managed a 2-3 record in 5 games this past week. They currently won 2 games in a row. Sunday was a walk-off victory thanks to Tommy Gooden. Yesterday was a dominant 7-0 victory over the Philippines baseball group. The Barons are led by head coach Kenny Landreau, a Compton native and former major leaguer who played 11 seasons in the MLB. Also on the Barons staff are assistants James Bishop, Lorenzo Gray, Tank Kazarian, and the pitching coach is AJ Monterez. We're going to take a break for the national anthem and be back with the top of the first inning after this. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, my name is Noah Alvarez, just about ready for the top of the first, as your Barons get set to take on the Orange County Riptide for the first time at the Academy this summer. These two teams met back on June 15th at the Great Park in Irvine. The Riptide ended up walking off on the Academy Barons by a score of 6-5. It was a heartbreaking loss for the Barons to end the week. That was quite some time ago. Both teams are on different trajectories. The Riptide have lost 3 of their last 5 games, while the Barons currently on a 2-game winning streak and have won 3 of their last 4. Barons are 5-8 on the season. The Riptide are 7-7. Barons manager is Kenny Landreau. The Riptide manager is head coach Brian Evans. Let's go ahead and get you these starting lineups, starting with the visiting Orange County Riptide. Batting leadoff is right fielder Bradley Navarro. Jake Evans is batting second and playing second. In the 3 spot, it's first baseman Jonathan Rodriguez. Grant MacArthur will do the DH duties and bat fourth. Carter Dans in the 5 spot and plays left field. Third baseman Camden Sauce is batting 6th. In the 7th spot, it's catcher Jimmy Zakar. In the 8th spot, Tyler Holland, the shortstop. And rounding out the order for the visiting Riptide is Camden Burdick, the center fielder. He will bat 9th. On the mound for the top of the first inning, we'll see a left-hander standing at 6 foot, pitched this last spring at Azusa Pacific University. A left-hander by the name of Joel Tornero. Tornero wears number 14, just finished his redshirt junior season at Azusa Pacific. We'll get you the rest of the defense for the Barons before we tell you more about Joel Tornero and his statistics on the season. Behind home plate, Isaac Ocampo. At first base, Jordan Carrington. Nathaniel Williams at second. DJ Akiyama's playing short. And at third base, J.J. Nielsen. In the outfield from left to right, it's Jason Del Villar, Antonio Lujan, and Hunter Backstrom. That's the defense for your Academy Barons. In steps the leadoff hitter, Bradley Navarro, who's on a tear this season, hitting .516 on the year in 12 starts. First pitch is in there for a strike. Joel Tornero will feature 5 pitches on the mound this evening. Fastball, curveball, slider, sinker, and a changeup. Fastball can run up into the low 90s. Foul ball, out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Navarro played this past spring at Cypress College. A lot of players on both sides are from Cypress College. Committed to the University of Utah, and he's set down via the strikeout on the check swing. That's the first out for Tornero. First strikeout of the outing. In his last outing, it's his 4th start of the year, but against the San Luis Obispo Blues, he picked up 4 strikeouts in 2 innings of work in a 20-4 victory for the Barons. He gave up 3 runs in those 2 innings. Currently has an ERA of 9 flat, 3 starts, 9 innings. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Jake Evans, the second baseman. Evans wears number 49. Played this past spring at Cal State Long Beach. Just finished his freshman year. Breaking ball in there for strike number 2. We had Tornero on the broadcast last week after his start against the San Luis Obispo Blues. He started at Friday night's game. He was able to tell us the difference about preparing as a starter, as he has been this summer, versus last summer. He came in as a reliever out of the bullpen for the Barons. The 1-2 count to Evans. Fastball just misses upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tornero has bounced around quite a bit in his collegiate career. Spent a season out of high school at Northwest Nazarene over in Nampa, Idaho. A delayed strike call number 3. 2 batters retired via the strikeout in the top of the first. A little anticlimactic because the home plate umpire just gave a delayed call. It's hard to tell whether that was a strikeout or not. Behind home plate, it's Rob Tino. Over at first base, Heath Jones. And at third base, Max Ponce. That's the 3 umpires we have in working tonight's game. In steps the number 3 hitter, Johnny Rodriguez. First baseman hits from the left side. Misses the zone. Rodriguez played this past spring at Golden West College. A few members of the Rustlers here on both sides. Isaac Ocampo also played for Golden West College on this past spring. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 2 outs, 1-1 the count to Rodriguez. Tornero already has 2 strikeouts in his outing thus far. Wind blowing out towards left center today. Smacks this in the air, right to Del Villar as he ranges a couple steps to the right and makes the catch in fair territory. So 3 up, 3 down. A very productive start to the game here for Tornero and the Barons. Thanks for tuning in to Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. On to the bottom of the first, let's get you that starting lineup for the Academy Barons. Batting leadoff is second baseman Nathaniel Williams. DJ Akiyama will bat in the 2 spot and play short. In the 3 spot, it's DH Tommy Gooden. Jason Del Villar will bat cleanup and play left field. First baseman Jordan Carrington batting in the 5th spot. Antonio Lujan will man center and bat 6th. Third baseman JJ Nielsen batting 7th. In the 8th spot, it's right fielder Hunter Backstrom. And behind home plate, rounding out the order for the Academy Barons, is Isaac Ocampo. That's the starting lineup for manager Kenny Landro and the Academy Barons. On the mound for the visiting Orange County Riptide, it's a big right-hander by the name of Tommy McGuire. He stands at 6'5". He just finished his sophomore season at Cypress College, and he earned a chance to play at Grand Canyon University this upcoming school year. He went to Villa Park High School, which is the same high school that I graduated from. Very good public high school program, baseball program. They pump out a lot of top prospects. Good players out of Villa Park High School baseball's program. Tommy McGuire, another product. McGuire is also making his 4th start on the season for the Orange County Riptide. His last start was the shortest one of the year. He only lasted a third of an inning against the Foresters before giving up 3 runs, all which were earned. He walked 3 batters, gave up 2 hits, and picked up 1 strikeout. He's pitched 8 1/3 innings this season, has an ERA of 4.32, and let's get you the rest of the defense for the Riptide. Behind home plate, it's Jimmy Zakar. In the infield, Camden Sauce at third base, Tyler Holland at short. At second, it's Jake Evans, and Johnny Rodriguez plays first. In the outfield, from left to right, it'll be Carter Dans, Camden Burdick, and Bradley Navarro in right field. So Tommy McGuire will face Nathaniel Williams. Both Williams and Akiyama will be switch hitters in the lineup. We'll see Antonio Lujan, who's batting 6th, also a switch hitter. 3 switch hitters in the lineup today for head coach Kenny Landro. Outside for ball 1. So like Navarro, the leadoff hitter for the Orange County Riptide, Nathaniel Williams leads the team in batting average, hitting well over 500, 513 on the season. Navarro's hitting 516 for the Riptide. Both players are the team's leadoff hitter. 1-1 the count. Yesterday, Williams went 4 for 5 with 4 singles against the Philippines baseball group. 5th win of the season for the Barons. Swings over the top of that one. One ball and 2 strikes. McGuire comes set. The 1-2 right back up the middle. Another single for Nathaniel Williams. It's now a 5-game hitting streak he's currently on.
Number 17, DJ Akiyama.
A runner on, nobody out, in steps DJ Akiyama. The Barons struck first in yesterday's contest. They picked up 2 runs in the bottom of the 1st inning against the Philippines baseball group. Starter Matthew Lorenzano ended up with the victory to his line. Runner on first. Rodriguez holds the runner. Strike called to Akiyama. 0-1 the count. Akiyama spent this past spring at Campbell University in North Carolina. Watches this one miss in the dirt. Williams is pretty active over at first base usually. Small lead at the moment. McGuire delivers. This skips off the catcher's glove and gets towards the back spot. Williams heads towards second. A wild pitch, and there's a runner in scoring position. Two balls and one strike to count. Akiyama at home plate. Shortstop Holland keeps an eye on Williams at second. Akiyama smacks this one into left field. It drops right in front of the left fielder. Williams heads for third. There's now runners at the corners. Back-to-back singles for the Barons, and they're in business to strike first here in the bottom of the first inning. In the last 4 games, the Riptide have given up runs in each of the first innings. Their starters have had trouble getting out of the first inning cleanly, giving up at least 1 run in their last 4 starts. First pitch to Tommy Gooden, misses downstairs. Gooden has a 1-0 count. Runners at the corners. McGuire delivers. Gooden swings over the top of that one. 1-1 the count. Yesterday, the Riptide hosted the Waves, San Diego Waves, at the Great Park in Irvine. And they fell to the Waves by a score of 11-2. Downstairs. Gooden was the hero in Sunday's victory over the Conejo Oaks. He finished the game with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. He hit the 3-run home run to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th inning. And an 8-7 victory for the Oaks. McGuire with the long pause. Here's the 2-1. Off the catcher's glove into the backstop. 2-2. The count to the DH. He's batting third today in the lineup. Trevor Schmidt out due to an injury. So Gooden moves up a couple spots in the lineup. Nobody out. 2 runners on. The 2-2, Gooden goes down swinging. The ball was in the dirt. Akiyama was at first base. So no need to throw down to first. It's a strikeout for out number 1. Gooden is retired. In steps Jason Delviar. Delviar had a big game on Sunday as well. He pinched in on a 2 RBI double in the bottom of the 9th inning. The batter right ahead of Tommy Gooden. That made it a 7-4 game. Foul ball. Strike 1. Delviar finished last night 1 for 4 with a double. Came around to score. No RBIs in the contest. Second pitch of the at-bat is downstairs. 1-1 the count. Williams at third. Akiyama at first. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. There's 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Riptide in their gray uniforms, gray bottoms. Barons in their navy blue tops, white bottoms. Skies this into the air, out of play. 1-2 the count. Jason Delviar, along with Hudson LaBarbera, played this past season at Sonoma State. Sonoma State was in the news this past January after announcing they were going to discontinue all 11 of their sports programs this season, this upcoming school year. So no longer have any athletic programs at Sonoma State, so all the athletes will have to find new homes, including Jason Del Villar. The 1-2 on the outer half of the plate. 2 outs quickly.
Number 15, Jordan Carrington.
Be a missed opportunity if the Barons aren't able to push across at least 1 run. 2 runners on still. Williams at third. Akiyama at first. Pitch may be a bit outside the zone according to our strike zone on the TrackMan. In steps Jordan Carrington, the first baseman. Carrington's getting his 5th start of the season. Has 2 hits and 11 plate appearances. Played this past spring at LA Valley College. One and one the count. Carrington hits from the left side. Will play first base. High chopper over to the second baseman. He has to wait the big hop. Evans makes the throw over to first. It gets away from the first baseman, Rodriguez. Williams touches home plate. And now there's 2 runners in scoring position.
Number 32, Antonio Lujan.
So it is an unearned run for the Barons, but they do take a lead 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Carrington is at second. Akiyama is at third. Antonio Lujan comes to the plate. Lujan got the day off yesterday as Alejandro Torres got the start in center. We've seen Lujan play left field as well. McGuire comes set. Ruled the strike. 0-1 the count to the center fielder. Lujan played this past spring at Los Alamitos. Check that out, Azusa Pacific. He's a native to Los Alamitos, but spent this past spring at Azusa Pacific University. 0-2 the count. He's hitting .212 in 10 starts this season. Does have 1 home run. Came on the very first game of the season against the San Diego Bombers, June 6th. The 0-2 from McGuire. Smacks this into center field. It'll drop. 1 run scores for the Barons. Carrington gets the wave, and now it's a 3-0 game. A 2 RBI single for Antonio Lujan.
Number 8, J.J. Nielsen.
So just like that, 3 runs come across for the Barons. All 3 are unearned due to the error made by the second baseman, Jake Evans. It was a big hop that he had to wait patiently on a grounder from Carrington. Maybe a throw that Rodriguez could have picked at first base, but he whiffed on it. That allowed the first run to score. Now the catcher, Jimmy Zakar, talking with McGuire. Zakar spent this past spring at UC Santa Barbara. Currently in the transfer portal. Two outs, runner on first base, 3-0. Barons lead. In steps J.J. Nielsen, starting third baseman today. First pitch, breaking ball in for strike 1. Next pitch will be number 25 of the outing for McGuire. The Barons are making McGuire work. It's now 5 straight games that the Riptide have given up at least 1 run in the first inning. Downstairs, it gets away from the catcher, Zakar. Lujan is up at second base standing. 1-1 the count to Nielsen. Runner on second. Drills this one into center field, high in the air. Time for Burdick to get under it towards the track, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So 3 runs come across here for the Academy Barons. They have a 3-0 lead off 3 hits. On to the top of the second we go. The 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Orange County Riptide. The Barons look to make it 3 straight wins as they look to hang on for a victory here on this Wednesday evening. We'll be back after this break. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, my name is Noah Alvarez. If you're supporting one of the members of the Academy Barons roster this season, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll get a notification every time we go live. We'll stream all the home games this season at the Academy. This is the second of 4 games this week. Next game will be Saturday evening as they host the the Philippines baseball group. Saturday, first pitch scheduled at 6:05. Sunday they'll be home here as well for an afternoon game. First pitch scheduled at 1:05 against the Arroyo Seco Saints. Grant MacArthur, the DH, steps in, will face Joel Tornero. He worked a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the first. Riptide are behind 3-0. On the edge for strike 1. Tornero used 11 pitches in the top of the first inning. One and one. Grant MacArthur spent this past spring at the University of Connecticut, the Yukon Huskies. Sinker tails back onto the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last summer, Grant MacArthur played in the Northwoods Summer League. Many consider it to be one of the top premier summer leagues in the nation as he lines this one out to the second baseman, Nathaniel Williams.
Number 13, Carter Dan.
First out of the second inning. A lefty on lefty matchup here for Tornero as he faces Carter Dans. Dans gets the start in left field today. Spent his freshman season this past spring at Northwestern University. First pitch. Ruled the ball. .92 on the radar gun, just missed the strike zone. It's a 1-0 count to the left fielder. On the ground, foul towards the right side. 1-1 the count. Dans did appear in 10 games for Northwestern this past spring, but 9 of those games were as a pitcher. He pitched 9 2/3 of an inning. So a two-way player out of Corona Del Mar High School. Got most of his reps as a pitcher at Northwestern. Only made 2 at-bats on the season. Breaking ball's in there for strike 2. Just misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Camden Sauce, the batter in the on-deck circle. Breaking ball on the front door, and that froze Dan's, and that's out number 2.
Number 2, Camden Sauce.
3 strikeouts on the outing for Joel Tornero already. While the numbers might not show it, Tornero did find a groove not yesterday, in his last start against the Blues, only lasting 2 innings. But he looked a lot more confident on the mound, throwing his breaking ball for strikes early in that at-bat as well, setting up his hitters. His pitch misses upstairs. 1-0 the count. His first start of the season was against the Arroyo Seco Saints back on June 7th. Went 3 innings, gave up 4 earned runs in the loss. Downstairs for ball 2. In his second start of the year against the Conejo Oaks, he went 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 strikeouts in the victory. 4-2 victory over the Oaks. 3 straight misses to Camden Sauce. Sauce gets the start at third base today. Spent the past 2 seasons at Texas Christian University, TCU, the Horned Frogs. 2 outs, nobody on base for the Riptide. Tornero spikes this one. It's ball 4. First base runner here for the Riptide in this afternoon's game. Tornero will have to work from the stretch. In steps the 7-hitter, Jimmy Zakar, the catcher. After finishing his first season at Northwest Nazarene, Joel Tornero then transferred to UCSD. Spent 3 seasons there, missed the 2023 season due to an injury. And after 3 seasons at Azusa, or at UCSD, then he then transferred to Azusa. One and 1 the count to Zakar. Made 14 appearances for Azusa Pacific in the spring. Finished the season with 7 saves, an ERA of 6.75. On the ground, through the 5-6 hole, into left field. Runners on first and second for the Riptide. First hit of the evening. Sauce is at second base. Zakar at first. In steps Tyler Holland. First trouble here for Joel Tornero. He's going to have a chat with his first baseman, Carrington. It's a quick conversation. Holland steps back into the batter's box. First pitch to Holland. Strike 1. Holland is a native to Mission Viejo. Spent this past freshman year at the University of Arkansas as a redshirt. Did not appear in any games. Upstairs for ball 1. The runner on second, Sauce, got off to a big secondary on that last pitch. Williams, the second baseman, holding the runner. 1-1 the count to the shortstop, Holland. Another pitch upstairs for ball 2. 2-1 the count to the shortstop. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Top of the second inning. Both runners take off. Here's a throw from Ocampo to third. Nielsen applies the tag. Not in time. Double stolen base for Sauce and Zakar. Zakar, the trailing runner, at second. A 2-ball and 2-strike count. At the top of the zone, it was strike 2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Holland muscles this foul out of play. Two runners in scoring position for the Riptide. Tornero hoping to strand both those runners. Foul ball into the netting. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The batter on deck, if Holland were to get on, is Camden Burdick, the center fielder. Bottom of the second. Barons lead 3-0. Looking for their 3rd win in a row. Check swing, they appeal down to first. First base umpire Heath Jones says he didn't go around. It runs the count full. Pitch aimed at the back foot of Holland. Good idea. Tornero comes set. Here's the payoff pitch. Another check swing. Home plate umpire says he did go around. Ocampo applies the tag. Members of the Orange County dugout not too happy with that call by the home plate umpire, Rob Tino. So 3 outs here in the bottom of the second. Barons have their 3-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the second. My name is Noah Alvarez. We'll be back with the 8-9-1 hitters after this. Bottom of the second inning, we'll have Hunter Backstrom lead things off for the Academy Barons. Tommy McGuire returns to the mound for the OC Riptide. They're 7-7 on the season. The Barons are 5-8. When looking at the standings here in the California Collegiate League in the South, the Foresters are at the top of the conference with a 10-3 record. They did lose last night. The Conejo Oaks are right behind them, 9-5, a game and a half back. Arroyo Seco Saints are 7-5. They had an off night last night. The Orange County Riptide are 7-7 at 500, 3.5 games out of first place. San Diego Waves picked up their 2nd win of the season. They're currently in 5th ahead of the Academy Barons. A better win percentage. The Waves are 2-3. The Barons are 5-8. The Waves are an affiliate team. Behind the Barons are the San Diego Bombers at 2-7, and then the Philippines Baseball Group at 1-9. First pitch to Hunter. Backstrom misses. Nope, it's in the zone for strike 1. Wide strike zone we're seeing already early on. 3 runs in the first for the Barons. They have a 3-0 lead on Tommy McGuire and the Riptide. Lifts this into the air, out of play. Baxter makes his 9th start of the season. 7 hits and 29 at-bats this year. One ball and 2 strikes. Backstrom spent this past spring at West LA College. Will continue playing baseball at UC Riverside over in the Big West. Smacks this one into right field. It's a leadoff single for Backstrom and the Barons.
Number 24, Isaac Ocampo.
So another leadoff base runner for the Academy Barons, as they look to tack on more runs on the starter, Tommy McGuire. With Cypress College this past spring, McGuire had a lights-out season in 17 starts. He finished with an ERA of 2.42, a record of 11-1, and helped Cypress get to the Final Four in the state playoffs. Campo watches one miss inside as he had to lean out of the way. Drives this one into center field. Ranging to his left is Burdick. Makes the catch for out number 1.
Next up for the Barons is number 6.
1 out in the inning.
Nathaniel
Runner on
Williams.
first. Back to the leadoff hitter, Nathaniel Williams. Williams had a chance to see McGuire on the mound against Cypress College when he was a member of the Santa Ana Dons this past spring. Williams got the start in left field that game, finished the game 2 of 3 at the plate. The Dons did lose that game to Cypress College. Williams tried to put down a bunt and was unsuccessful. 0-1 the count. Backstrom at first. Rodriguez holds the runner. Third baseman Sauce creeps up to the edge of the grass. On the edge of the zone for strike 2. Williams' single in the first inning gives him a 4-game hitting streak on the year. Leads the team with 21 hits on the summer season. Long pause from McGuire. The 0-2 outside. With the sun at its current position, it's in the face of the runner at first base, along with the first baseman Rodriguez. Always an issue at this time of the day during the games. Williams checks his swing. Runner takes off for second. Backstrom is hosed. Strong throw by Zakar, a strikeout and a throwout. Williams can't believe the call at home plate. Home plate umpire Rob Tino said yes, he did. That was the second out, and caught stealing to advance on the wild pitch, or the pitch in the dirt at least, is Backstrom. Top of the third inning, due up. Hoping to have an interview for you in this next half of the inning when we come back. Top of the third inning, we'll see the 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Orange County Riptide. We do have an interview for you then, this half of the inning. Sitting here with head coach Shannon Williams of the Compton College baseball program. How are you doing this evening?
Doing well. I'm doing well. Thanks a lot. Thanks for inviting me.
Leadoff hitter here is Camden Burdick, the center fielder. Joel Tornero still on the mound. It's a 1-1 count. Nobody out, nobody on base. Now, Coach Williams, before you got into Compton College, you started working with the RBI program. How has that experience been over the years coaching with the RBI?
It's been great. You know, all the relationships and things that we create over the years. I started in 1997 coaching in recreation and parks, and then I was elevated to coach the the regional team, and then I was fortunate enough to win a few championships with the program.
What's your earliest baseball memory and why you got into coaching in the first place?
Well, my earliest memory is, I was playing rec ball over at Anthony's Park over in LA, playing rec ball, and I played at Locke High School where Eddie Murray and Ozzie Smith went, and I ended up coming here and to Compton College and played here from 90 to 93, and then I transferred to Cal State Dominguez Hills, and my coach here, actually told me that I had the quality to be a coach, and that's where I went with it.
Before your coach told you that, did you always see yourself as a coach when you were older?
No, I was just playing. I was a catcher coming up, and once I got here to Compton, I became a pitcher. We always liked in pitching, so I was a catcher-pitcher, and but being a catcher, you get the qualities of having that leadership role, and I just took it from there, and I transferred to Dominguez Hills.
Again, we're chatting here with head coach Shannon Williams of the Compton College baseball team. How did the opportunity come about to coach at Compton College?
Well, after coaching RBI and winning a few championships there, and then I was over at Locke High School coaching, and I was coaching football, and my godfather was a coach here, and he asked me if I wanted to coach at the college level, and I was content, and I was happy coaching over at Locke High School, and we were doing very well, and I knew that they was going to put the academy here because the facilities wasn't as great back then.
That's strike three. Burdick goes down looking. Out number one in the top of the third. Fifth strikeout of the outing for Joel Tornero.
And so once they put the academy here, I just knew that it was coming back home because I played here. I was from the community, so get opportunity of a lifetime to go back and play where you went to school at.
What's it like to be a member of the community and see them throw some money in this facility, but also try and advance the baseball in the community?
It's great. You see all the kids that come through here and play. We have a backfield on the backside of auxiliary field. You see kids over there playing from the ages from 5 all the way up to 17, and see the kids come back and play in the CCL is great. To have a facility like this where guys can come throughout the day and get good quality coaching from Kenny Landro, Lorenzo Gray, and all the staff here has been great, led by Daryl Miller.
Have you ever thought about coaching summer league here with the Academy Barons?
No, I try to take the summers off because over at Compton, I give, my motto is giving everybody opportunity to be successful. And I do that in the fall and the spring. In the summertime, I just like to sit back and watch and enjoy and see the guys play.
I also read that you're a teacher on campus here at Compton College. How long have you been doing that, and what made you get into teaching?
Yes, I'm a full-time.
Grounder over to third base. Nielsen, clean throw over to first for the second out.
Yes, I'm a full-time faculty member here in the PE kinesiology department. And once again, my coach, my college coach, Coach Wing over at Dominguez Hills, and my coach here at Compton told me I had the qualities, and I just took it and tried to learn and be a fly on the wall and learn. And I've been fortunate enough I'm a 10-year full-time faculty member here, and I enjoy it. Come out here and watch the game, and it's a great facility. It's a great baseball atmosphere. Come down and watch.
2 outs. In steps Jake Evans, the second baseman. First pitch to him is in the zone. You were announced, I believe it was the Teacher of the Year award with the Los Angeles Dodgers. You got to throw out the first pitch. What was that experience like?
It was great. Get a chance to go down on the field, and the one thing they told me is don't look up because it may throw you off.
Was it a strike that you threw?
It was a strike. It was high and tight, so it was high and tight, but I did get it over the plate. I didn't bounce it.
So 1-2-3 inning here. We'll keep you on for a couple more minutes. It was a quick top of the third inning for Joel Tornero. Again, we're chatting here with head coach Shannon Williams of the Compton College baseball program. What's been one of the biggest challenges you faced while as the head coach here at Compton College?
Getting high-level guys, obviously from the community, we just need to get guys that's start at a high level, in terms of ability. They're great kids. Last semester We had a 50-man roster. We had 70 guys in the program, and they were great young men. We had 35 guys that was on the dean's list, and we had 13 guys that made academic all-state. So they're good students, but we just need to get more guys where we can compete on the field. They do a great job off the field and in the classroom, in the community volunteering, but in order to win at a consistent level, you need to have guys starting off at a high level. So, but just getting guys that want to be here, that want to go to school, and I give everybody opportunity to get their degree and be successful in whatever walk of life they want to be in.
Do you have some moments that stick out that are really memorable for you here while coaching at Compton College?
Well, if I had to say one, it was like my 250th win. It was a 2-0 shutout. Julian Bertini, who played here with the Barons a few years ago, that went to Tennessee Wesley, he won the game. He threw a complete game shutout, 2-0 victory over Mount Sac, who just won the state title this year. So I always remind Coach Knox, I appreciate you that, my 250th win, which was the most in the school history. So I'm the winningest coach here at Compton, which is not saying very much, but it's an accomplishment more or less.
Now, I think a lot of high school kids sometimes have that mentality to go D1 or bust. But what do you tell a kid that may be looking at junior college options and you try to get them here to Compton College? What do you tell them about the community college level when you've seen multiple players go on to play at the next level after spending some years at community college?
It's really hard now. Ever since COVID, they have a bunch of different rules with the COVIDs, and if you was on a roster, not on a roster, but with the transfer portal, it's really impacting the junior college and high school students. I know being at the 4-year level, I know John Savage really well over at UCLA, and he said the same thing. Guys are always looking for a different opportunity. If they're sitting on the bench.
Bunt placed down by Akiyama. He'll reach an infield single on the very first pitch.
That was a great bunt right there. But the transfer portal really impacted a lot. We have some students now that's looking for opportunity to move on, and I talked to the coach over at Dominguez Hills, Coach Wright, and they have to assess their roster and then assess the portal before they can go out and start giving money to guys at the JC level and even high school guys. At the 4-year level, they want guys to plug and play because coach's job is on the line. So it's always difficult.
Runner on first. Quick pickoff move from McGuire, but Akiyama's back in with the slide. Again, we're chatting here with Shannon Williams, the head coach of Compton College. A few more questions for you.
Sure.
Do you have a favorite baseball movie of all time?
I say Major League. I kind of, I like a little comedy, with my baseball because I'm around it so much. And every time I'm at a baseball field, someone always asks me, what will you do right here? And my philosophy is totally different. And I know the pro game is different and the college game is different. You have to assess the type of talent you have and, come up with the approach from there. Well, I'll say Major League.
Drives this one into center field. Caught by the center fielder, Akiyama returns back. That's out number 1.
Number 23.
Do you have a favorite thing to snack on as a coach, and was that different than what you like to snack on in the dugout as a player?
Well, I was a catcher, so I never did too much snacking. I know we always have the bubble gum, the Big League Chew.
Okay.
But right now, it's like I just came from the farmer market that we have here on campus. I like cashews. I'm big for cashew. If you want to get on my good side, just give me some lightly salted cashews.
Okay, right on. In steps Jason Del Villar. There's one out, a runner on first in the bottom of the third. Barons lead 3-0 over the OC Riptide. What's one piece of advice you wish you could tell your younger self?
You know what? I'm pretty content and happy with the way my life and way my career done turned out so far. But I was just I wouldn't change a thing. I enjoy everything that I do. I enjoy just it's the golden rule, like I tell our guys. Treat others like you want to be treated, and that's be honest with the individual. So I wouldn't change too much.
Inside for ball
So,
one.
but to answer your question is just focus on the academics. That's one thing that I did as I progressed, and I have 3 masters now, and I was contemplating getting a doctorate degree, but I don't want to get into administration. And a couple of years ago, our school president asked me if I wanted to be an AD, and he said I would have to stop coaching, and I said I don't care if we 0-40, 20-20, I want to be out here on the field.
Gotcha. 2-0 the count to Jason Del Villar.
And it's a beautiful field to be on, but I like to be out here on the field. I'm just turned 53, and I just see myself out here on the field, and I think I can help the players more, impact their lives more on the day-to-day basis if I'm out here on the field and mentoring, and more of like a big brother. I like the guys call you Unc.
They do call you Unc now, right?
Yeah.
Pitch gets away, but not very far from Jimmy Zakar. 3-0 the count to Del Villar.
And it's done out of respect. They call you Unc, and it's a sign of respect. And, the biggest day of my life is seeing that 19 of our 21 guys graduated this year. And then the other two guys are two classes from graduating, but that was it's real big, you know. It's all about we want to celebrate the accomplishments.
2-2 the count to Jason Del VR. Do you have a favorite song or favorite artist of all time?
No, I don't. I'm more of like a old school, you know, just kind of listen to some jazz and, you know, just kind of relax. It depends on the mood. And, you know, we have our walk-up music. So the guys keep me young with all the new songs and all that stuff. So I know everybody's, you know, listening to Kendrick Lamar and all that because he's a Compton guy.
Another throw over to first. Akiyama's back in safely with the slide.
But, you know, I'm more old school, you know, so I listen to everything. It's no particular, but, you know, just kind of relax and kind of wind down. Jazz.
What other plans do you have for the offseason?
Nothing. We actually, you know, just kind of sit here and watch baseball and enjoy this summer off. This is the first summer. And this is my 23rd year at Compton. This is the first summer that I done had off. So I just come out and watch and enjoy and sit here in the stands and watch the game because I'm always on the field. So don't have to worry about anything. Just recruiting, trying to get some quality guys to come in and, you know, want to be a part of something, you know, something big.
The baseball game has changed a lot since you played. What's one thing that you like about the new changes to whether it's the rules or just the style of play?
No, when I played, we had the catch on the traditional catching stance. I was a catcher. So the one knee and then this framing and pitch framing, and that's one thing that I really didn't. One thing we really didn't focus too much on as I was growing up. But I see how the guys and how catchers, it's a specialized position and blocking, and you can block from the one knee and then be able to get throws off, and it's more about being quick and agile back there. I was a pretty heavy catcher. I had a decent arm, but it's more about being an athlete behind the plate now.
Did you have a favorite athlete or a catcher growing up that you used to watch?
Tony Pena. I like watching Tony Pena. He got down on that wedge. He didn't one knee. He got down on his butt. Kind of like this young man right here. To get down and, you know, pitchers, sometimes they visual. You want to keep the ball down. So just getting down on that one knee and framing. But I liked it because you just kind of control the whole game.
3 balls and 2 strikes to count to Del VR. Akiyama's at first base. Barons lead 3-0. 1 out. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Del VR goes down swinging for out number 2 of the inning.
Number 15.
Again, it was a pleasure having you on the broadcast. Thank you again for stopping by. That was head coach Shannon Williams of Compton College.
I appreciate you inviting me and, you know, sharing a few moments of my life to, you know, with your audience right here. But I really appreciate you. Appreciate everything that you do for JC Baseball and the CCL.
And if you're ever here again at the Barons, we'll be sure to have you on if you're willing to talk.
Yeah, anytime. You know, it's home for me, so I'm always here supporting.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks a lot.
Want to know the count to the first baseman, Jordan Carrington. There's still a runner on first base for the Academy Barons. That's a strike. 1-1. McGuire working from the stretch with Akiyama at first base. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Barons lead 3-0. Carrington reached on an error in his last at-bat, and that drove in the first run of the game for the Barons. Akiyama takes off. No one there covering the bag. The throw gets into center field. Akiyama pops up and is now at 3rd base. Stolen base and advancing to 3rd on the error by the catcher. Jimmy Zakar on the throw. Miscommunication between the middle infielders. Jake Evans at 2nd and the shortstop Tyler Holland both getting to the 2nd base too late. 2-1 the count. Runner 90 feet away. The OC Riptide now have 2 errors in today's contest. Entering today's game, they had 15 on the season. Barons had 21. Carrington swings over the top. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Off the glove is a car. It doesn't go far. So Akiyama stays at 3rd. 3-2 the count. Again, big thanks to head coach Shannon Williams for hopping on the broadcast, chatting with us here during the top and the bottom of the third inning. A full count to Carrington. 2 outs. Akiyama at third base. Carrington swings through. A pitch outside the zone, and that's out number 3. So a nice job by McGuire to work out of some trouble. He allowed Akiyama to get on board via the bunt single, then set down the next 3 batters he faced here in the bottom of the third. After 3 full, Barons lead 3-0. The 3-4-5 hitters for the Riptide due up when we return. Top of the 4th inning, Jonathan Rodriguez will lead things off for the Orange County Riptide. Joel Tornero, the left-hander, back on the mound for his 4th inning of work. Worked a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 3rd. Picked up a strikeout and 2 more groundouts, both to J.J. Nielsen, the 3rd baseman. Let's reset that defense for you. In the outfield from left to right, it's Jason Del Villar, Antonio Lujan, and Hunter Backstrom. Isaac Ocampo is behind home plate. At third base, J.J. Nielsen. DJ Akiyama is at short. Nathaniel Williams is playing second. And Jordan Carrington at first base. My name is Noah Alvarez, saying thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel for supporting one of the members of the Barons roster here this summer season in 2025. The Barons are 5-8. Winners of 2 straight games. 3 of their last 4 have resulted in victories. The Riptide, in an opposite direction, 7-7. 3 of their last 5 games have resulted in losses. A first pitch strike from Tornero to Jonathan Rodriguez. One and one the count. The former Golden West Rustler is now going to play this upcoming school year at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, UNLV. Rodriguez, MacArthur, and Dans, the 3 due up for the Riptide. Breaking ball. Good idea. Started it inside, but it didn't break into the zone. Brian Evans, the first-year head coach for the Orange County Riptide, was an assistant coach this past season. Foul ball to the right side, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Over at third base, it's Grant Mayu, who was the head coach last year for the San Diego Sunrays, an affiliate team. He's now an assistant on the Orange County Riptide staff. Over at first base, it's Zach Thomas, first base coach for the OC Riptide. 2-2, and Rodriguez goes down via the strikeout. Out number 1 of the inning.
44, Grant MacArthur.
6th strikeout of the outing for Tornero. It was Matthew Lorenzano last night who picked up 6 strikeouts in his winning outing. Went 5 full innings for the Barons. helped the Barons pitch a shutout. 7-0 was the final score against the Philippines baseball group last night. On the inner part of the plate, MacArthur lined out to the second baseman Williams for the first out of the second inning. Downstairs. 1-1 the count. Tornero steps off, wants another baseball. Home plate umpire Rob Tino gives one to Ocampo. 1-1 the count, 1 out, nobody on base for Grant MacArthur, the DH. Batting in the cleanup spot today for the visiting Riptide. Foul ball into the net, 1-2. One and two the count. Tornero comes set. On the ground for Akiyama. Takes a big hop. Throw over to first is in time, and that's out number 2. 6 straight retired for Joel Tornero, going back to the second inning. 6 strikeouts in the outing thus far, through 3 2/3 inning of work. Another lefty on lefty matchup as he'll take on Carter Dans for the second time this evening. Two-way player from Northwestern University. Breaking ball on the front door. Dans was leaning out of the way of that one, thinking it was going to hit him. Nasty spot there for Tornero. Skips past Ocampo. 1-1 the count. In the home half of the fourth inning, we'll see the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Antonio Lujan, J.J. Nielsen, and Hunter Backstrom on the 3 due up. Just misses the bottom of the zone. 2-1 the count. Inside. Dans does have to lean out of the way of that one. So after the first pitch strike, it's 3 straight balls from Tornero. 4th start of the season for Tornero and the Academy Barons. The 60th pitch of the outing is ruled strike 2. Dans was already taken off his shin guard. Will now have to put it back on before he steps back into the batter's box. It's been a wide zone this evening for both these teams. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on base. Carter Dans in the batter's box. Here's the payoff pitch. Soft line drive into center field. Lujan comes in a few steps and makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning one more time for Joel Tornero. 7 straight he's retired in a row against the Riptide. On to the bottom of the 4th. Lujan will lead things off. We'll stay on during this inning break and tell you about the upcoming schedule for the Academy Barons. Tomorrow they'll have the evening off before returning to action Friday as they'll take on the Arroyo Seco Saints. That'll be on the road. New pitcher on the mound. We'll tell you a little bit more about the pitcher in a sec. After Friday's game on the road at Pasadena, The Barons will host the Philippines baseball group Saturday. First pitch scheduled at 6:05. Sunday, they'll host the Arroyo Seco Saints for the first time this season at the Academy. First pitch scheduled at 1:05 on Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday, 2 more home games this week. To come check out the Barons, right off the 91 freeway, you can exit off either Long Beach Boulevard or Alameda Street on the campus of Compton College. Nice facilities here. They have actual seating too, no bleacher seats. Well, they do have bleacher seats if you want to sit on bleachers, but they have some nice seats up near the press box. Trey Telfer is a new pitcher to tell you about for the Orange County Riptide. He's a native to San Diego, spent this past freshman season at Indiana University. He's the first man in relief of Tommy McGuire. McGuire's outing is done after 52 pitches. Only lasted 3 innings. And we'll get you the rest of his line. Throughout this inning, again, Trey Telfer is the new pitcher on the mound for the OC Riptide. Let's reset that defense for you as well. Jimmy Zakar behind home plate. Johnny Rodriguez at first base. Jake Evans playing second. At short, it's Tyler Holland. And at third, Camden Sauce. And the outfield from right to left, Bradley Navarro, Camden Burdick, and Carter Dans. That's the defense for the visiting Orange County Riptide. Antonio Lujan will lead things off. Quick conversation between Zakar, the catcher, and the new pitcher, Trey Telfer. The Riptide used 4 pitchers last night in a losing effort to the San Diego Waves. Josh Hickey got the start. Haas Ragoso was the first man in relief. Foul ball off to the left side. They also used Jace Benke and Jack O'Malley, so don't expect those 4 names to be called upon for the Riptide tonight. 0-1 the count to the center fielder Lujan. 2 RBI single in the first inning. The Barons pushed across 3 runs in the bottom of the first. Foul tip out of the glove of the catcher Zakar. It's a quick 0-2 count. Lujan was also down in an 0-2 count when he hit the RBI single. Outside the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And this is game 2. 4 home games this week for the Academy Barons. Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. Nobody out, nobody on. Lujan awaits the 1-2 from Telfer. On the ground, just foul by a matter of inches. Down the third base line. Those 2 RBIs in the first inning give Lujan now 8 on the season. Tied for 3rd most on the team. Tommy Gooden leads the team with 11 on the year. Outside, ball 2. Lujan this past spring with the Azusa Pacific hit 10 home runs in his freshman season. Skies this one in the air. It drifts foul out of play. We'll do it again. He started 44 games for Azusa Pacific last season. His dad, Mike Lujan, played at Azusa Pacific for 2 years, 1988 and 89. His mother is Lisa Fernandez. regarded as one of the greatest softball players in USA history. Very competitive background. Lujan falls to the ground after that swing. It was a foul ball. He'll get another chance at it. Pants a little dirty after that one. We had Antonio Lujan about a week ago on the broadcast. Played baseball at Cypress High School over in Orange County. Very competitive public school. Very good program the Cypress Centurions have. The 2-2 drilled into right field, but right to Bradley Navarro. He was positioned perfectly, only had to go a few steps to his left. That's out number 1. One out, nobody on base. In steps J.J. Nielsen, the third baseman. He flew out to center field to end the first inning. Downstairs, ball 1. Nielsen makes his 9th start on the year. 5 hits and 28 at-bats. Native to Cerritos, California. Played both football and baseball at Long Beach, Jordan. A strike, says the home plate umpire. We had Nielsen on yesterday during the game with the Philippines baseball group. Talked about this decision to only play baseball going forward. He originally committed to University of Hawaii to play both baseball and football. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This past spring, he was an early graduate and enrolled at University of Hawaii. Played as a member of the baseball team and also did spring practices with the football team. A very busy schedule he had. One, two, right up the middle. Weak grounder at the end of the mat. No problem for Evans. 4-3 for out number 2.
Number 5, Hunter Backstrom.
So in steps the right fielder, Hunter Backstrom. He had a single to lead things off in the bottom of the 2nd. Currently in the home half of the 4th inning. First pitch outside to the right fielder. Telfer made 7 appearances for the Hoosiers this past spring. Ball into the air in foul territory. Zakar says he has it. The third baseman lays out in foul territory to make the catch. Good effort by Camden Sauce. That ball was moving a lot in foul territory, and that's out number 3. So Telfer works a 1-2-3 inning in the home half of the 4th. On to the top of the 5th we go. Barons lead 3-0. Thanks for tuning in to Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. When we come back, we'll have the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Camden Sauce will lead things off after making an athletic grab in foul territory. Top of the 5th inning. Due up is Camden Sauce, Jimmy Zakar, and Tyler Holland. Joel Tonero returns back onto the mound for the Academy Barons as he hopes to complete 5 innings of work in his outing. This would be his longest outing of the season. His previous long this year was 4 full innings against the Conejo Oaks here at home back on June 13th. He went 4 innings, only gave up 2 earned runs, allowed 5 hits, 4 walks, and did have 2 strikeouts. He earned the victory for the Academy Barons that evening. In steps Camden Sauce. Sauce swings through that one at strike 1. We mentioned Tornero can get that fastball into the low 90s. That last one at 90 miles per hour. 5-pitch arsenal for the left-hander. A sinker, slider, curveball, and changeup all complement the fastball really well. Been able to throw all 5 for strikes this evening. 1-1 the count. Riptide in their gray uniforms, gray bottoms. Barons in their navy blue tops, white bottoms. Upstairs for ball 2. Sauce drew a walk and was stranded at third base to end the 2nd inning. Foul ball off the mask of Isaac Ocampo. Six strikeouts already in the outing for Joel Tornero. Only 1 walk in the outing thus far. 2 balls, 2 and 2 strikes. On the ground for Nielsen. Patiently waits for that one. Strong throw over to Carrington in time for out number 1.
Number 21, Jimmy Zakar.
In steps the catcher, Jimmy Zakar. A lot of guys who went the JUCO route here on the roster for both teams. Jimmy Zakar went to Irvine Valley College before transferring to UC Santa Barbara. Spent 2 seasons with the IVC Lasers. Foul ball out of play. 0-1 the count. He singled in the 2nd inning. Was stranded at second base. Both he and Sauce were part of that double steal that went down in the top of the 2nd inning. On the edge for strike 2. Zakar only appeared in 7 games for the Gauchos this past spring. Currently in the transfer portal looking for a new spot to play his senior season. Misses inside. That sinker off of Tornero's arm does tail away from the right-handed hitter. Try to find the front door on that one. The 1-2 into the air, out of play. That was pitch number 70 of the outing for Tornero. Couple guys getting loose, playing catch in the bullpen. No one really warming up at the moment. Tornero comes set. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball misses outside. On the ground for Akiyama. Quickly fields it. Over to first in time. Out number 2.
Tyler Holland.
If you go back to the 2nd inning, that's now 9 straight batters he's retired in order. 1, 2, 3 innings in the 3rd and 4th inning. He has 6 strikeouts thus far. Been very effective in getting ground balls as well. Now 6 ground ball outs on the evening. 2 outs, in steps Tyler Holland, the shortstop. Strike 1. Holland struck out swinging to end the 3rd inning with runners in scoring position. Right up the middle, and Tornero couldn't glove it. It's a 2-out single for the Riptide, just past the glove of Tornero, too. You could see on his face, visibly upset that he missed that one. Off the bat, 95 miles per hour, so pretty quick ball right back at him. The ends a streak of 9 straight batters retired by Tornero. In steps Camden Burdick, top of the 5th inning. Sun still over on the right side of the infield. Both Carrington and the runner will have to battle the sun. Now a chance for Carrington. Foul ball drifts out of play. 0-1 the count to the center fielder. Again, the way the sun sets here on this field, the shadows are now covering second and right field. However, the first baseman and the runner and the first base umpire all dealing with the sun as Carrington barely makes that catch. Burdick struck out looking in his first at-bat of the evening. Holland with a decent lead at first. Tornero with the slide step. They appeal down to first base, and Heath Jones says he did go around. 0-2 the count to Burdick. Burdick's been busy in center field. 3 catches already defensively. The 0-2 from Tornero misses outside. The 1-2 outside as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Due up in the home half of the 5th inning. Isaac Ocampo, Nathaniel Williams, and DJ Akiyama are the 3 due up. We'll see if they leave Trey Telfer in the game for the Riptide. He worked a 1-2-3 4th inning. Foul ball, barely tapped at the plate. That was pitch number 80 on the outing for Joel Tornero. Long pause from Tornero. Checks on the runner. Now delivers home, and that's strike 3 looking. 7th strikeout of the outing. He gets through 5 complete innings, has yet to allow a run. Back-to-back great starting outings by both Joel Tornero tonight and Matthew Lorenzano last night against the Philippines baseball group. Barons lead 3-0. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Does look like Trey Telfer will be on the mound for the Riptide. So when we'll come back, he'll face the 9-1-2 hitters. Don't go anywhere, folks. Home half of the 5th inning. Trey Telfer still on the mound. He worked a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 4th. Final throw down for Jimmy Zakar. Thanks again for tuning into Academy Barons Baseball, wherever you may be tuning in from. Whether you're watching live or checking out the replay on a later date, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll get a notification every time we go live from the MLB Youth Academy. 2 more home games this week. One on Saturday evening against the Philippines Baseball Group, 6:05 start time. And then one Sunday afternoon against the Arroyo Seco Saints, start time at 1:05. First pitch to Ocampo, sends it into left field. A one-hopper for the left fielder, Carter Dans. A leadoff single for Ocampo, the catcher. Telfer only threw 13 pitches in that 4th inning. Came in relief of Tommy McGuire. His outing is done after 52 pitches, 3 innings. He gave up 3 runs, none of which were earned. No walks, 5 hits, and 5 strikeouts. First pitch to Williams, slaps it foul into the bleachers on the left side. The sun gets ready to set here in Compton. Another lovely evening. The sky begins to change colors. The lights are on here at the academy. Rodriguez holds the runner at first. If you can see, he's holding his hand up, his offhand, to block the sun from his eyes. It's a high chopper right back to the pitcher. Only plays to first. An underhand toss to Rodriguez for out number 1.
Number 17, DJ Akiyama.
Telfer to Rodriguez, 1-3 for out number 1. Ocampo is at second in scoring position. Akiyama, 2 for 2 on the day. Scored in the 1st inning, was stranded at third base to end the 3rd inning. Dropped a beautiful bunt single when we had head coach Shannon Williams on. Shannon Williams, the head coach of the Compton College baseball program. They play their spring season here, all their home games at the MLB Youth Academy on the showcase field. 0-1 the count to Akiyama. Akiyama is a native to Ea, Hawaii. Like the starter Tornero, he's been around too in his collegiate career. 4 different stops. Fouls this one off the catcher. No balls and 2 strikes. His first stop was at St. Martin's University in Washington. Then played at Hartnell Junior College in Salinas, California. Spent 1 season at University of Hawaii. Missed that season due to an injury. And then this past spring was a member of the Campbell University baseball team. Appeared in 7 games. Ocampo at second base. The 0-2 to Akiyama. Foul. Count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. Tommy Gooden, the batter on deck. Shortstop Holland holds the runner at second. Akiyama swings through that one, and a big out number 2 for Telfer on the mound.
Number 47, Tommy Gooden.
Runner still in scoring position. Tommy Gooden leads the team with 11 RBIs. Hopes to pick up number 12 on the season. Tommy Gooden, a native to Thousand Oaks. Played for Camarillo High School and helped them win a Division IV CIF Southern Section Championship back in 2024. The car thought that was strike 1. Instead, it's ruled a ball by home plate umpire Rob Tino. 1-0 the count to Tommy Gooden. Swings through that one. Gooden goes down in some pain. He's holding his knee. Never a good sign as Gooden appears to be in some pain on the ground. The trainer will come check in on the DH. The Barons have already battled a few injuries this season. RJ Jenkins, one of the outfielders here on the roster, along with Trevor Schmidt, the first baseman, most recent one. Now Tommy Gooden on the ground. Tommy Gooden came up limping in the very first game of the season back on June 6th and missed some time, about a week and a half, before returning to the lineup. He's been a big bat in the middle of the lineup for the Academy Barons this year, along with Trevor Schmidt. It'd be a huge blow to the Barons offense if Gooden was to miss some time again. While Gooden is being checked out on the trainer, by the trainer, go ahead and cut to a commercial break. So a good sign to see is Tommy Gooden does get up under his own power without the assistance of the trainer. He's jogging around in foul territory on the right side. Barons lead 3-0 over the Orange County Riptide. It's the second time these two teams face each other this year. The first time here at the MLB Youth Academy. On the last swing before break, Tommy Gooden offered at a pitch and went down in some pain, grabbing his left knee. Hope he's okay. And he continues to test that left knee of his, jogging up and down the first base line. The trainer and two coaches out for the Academy Barons, pausing the action. Barons picked up 3 runs in the first inning. All 3 were unearned runs. Jake Evans, the second baseman, missed a throw over to first base. Potentially a pickable ball for first baseman Johnny Rodriguez, but it got by the first baseman and instead became a 1-0 game. With the inning extended, Lujan made Tommy McGuire pay, connected on a 2 RBI single to give the Barons a 3-0 lead. It's the only 3 runs that have been scored thus far in the game. We're now in the bottom of the 5th. The Riptide have no runs off 2 hits and 2 errors. The Barons have 3 runs off 6 hits and no errors. Looks like Tommy Gooden is going to be able to stay in the game. Always a good sign to see. A scary moment. The Barons have dealt with their fair share of injuries. It's a part of sports. Last summer, the Barons were hit with the injury bug as well early on in the season, losing a couple of middle infielders, Evan Cornwell and Tyre Rodriguez. As we got to later and later in the season for the Academy Barons and the rest of the California Collegiate League, really, the rosters got thinner and thinner for teams like the Riptide, the Oaks, and the Saints. It's a 1-1 count to Gooden as he returns to the box. Ocampo still at second. Another swing comes up empty. Two outs in the inning. Williams grounded out to the pitcher, and then Akiyama struck out swinging. Shortstop Holland holds the runner at second. High and outside for ball 2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Runner on second. 2 outs. Holland backs away. This one drives into right field, shallow towards the line. Long run, and it's going to score a run for the Barons. The 12th RBI on the season for Tommy Gooden. 4-0 is the score.
RBI single. Scoring Isaac Ocampo. Now batting is number 23.
So great battle there by Tommy Gooden, the freshman outfielder, first baseman from Vanderbilt. Scary moment as he went down with an apparent leg injury, but was able to stay in the game, continue the at-bat, drives in the 4th run of the game. 4-0 is the score. In steps Jason Del Villar, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He gets the start in left field today. Owen won the count. Del Villar got his first start of the game, or first start of the season, at first base. But since then, he's primarily played in the outfield, both left and right field. We mentioned R.J. Jenkins suffered an injury early on in the season. Tommy Gooden hasn't played in the outfield since that first game of the season. Check swing, a foul ball into the net, no balls and 2 strikes. So Del Villar has filled in at the corner outfield positions. Batter on deck is Jordan Carrington. Gooden has a small lead at first base. Drills this one into the air. Center field, a chance for Burdick. His 4th put out of the evening. It's the 3rd out. 1 run does come across for the Academy Barons. They lead 4-0. Accidentally pressed the wrong button. Again, my name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in for Academy Barons Baseball. Should have an interview here in the top of the 6th. When we return, we'll see if Joel Tornero returns to the mound. It's not Joel Tornero. A new pitcher on the mound. It's Amari Yolas. We'll tell you a little bit more about Amari Yolas when we come back. So top of the 6th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons, a right-hander. Stands at 5'8". Amari Yolas, who played this past spring at Cypress College. Here on the broadcast, we're joined by Chip Mertz. How you doing this evening?
Hi, I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
So the first question I got to ask you, how did you come up with the nickname, or how did you earn the nickname Chip?
So growing up, I was one of my first teams playing baseball. It was like a pony team, and we were introducing ourselves, and our coaches were like having us introduce ourselves with our nicknames, and I didn't have one at the time. And I was playing this video game. It was a Sonic game, and one of the characters' names was Chip. So I was just like, I'm Chip, and then it just kind of stuck.
Again, we're sitting here with Chip Mertz, one of the infielders for the Academy Barons this summer. We'll see the top of the order. Bradley Navarro, Jake Evans, and Jonathan Rodriguez for the OC Riptide. Amari Yolas is the new pitcher on the mound for the Barons in relief of Joel Tornero. You played this past season for Canyon High School. How did your senior season go?
Went pretty well, I'd say. In terms of like stats, I'd say I did pretty well, very well actually, but wasn't able to find I guess, the right opportunity in terms of like a college I'd want to go to, or I wouldn't say that, but didn't get any offers that were that exceptional. So, but yeah, in terms of my performance on the field, I'd say it was a good season.
Along with a lot of other players here on the roster, you trained at the academy growing up. What is it like to now play here in a collegiate summer league?
Oh, it's great. I can definitely tell the difference of level of play because, you know, our team at Canyon, we were making a run into the playoffs, and the season ended fairly near to when the summer league started. So I was able to see kind of right away the difference in pitching. Like games were, you know, pretty much a week apart, and even facing playoff high school pitching doesn't really compare to what it's like in the CCL here. So it's just great that I'm just thankful to be exposed to it, and grateful for the opportunity.
First out is a fly ball to Antonio Lujan in center field. In steps Jake Evans now with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Now I got to ask, how did you end up at Canyon High School?
So I was at Servite High School actually my sophomore year, and I made some great connections there, some good friends, and they ended up transferring to Canyon. These were same age as me, so our junior year. But I wasn't at Canyon, and I was looking for a place to play my senior year, and I wanted to go somewhere where I'd be comfortable. So I felt that going to Canyon made sense on the field and off the field in terms of being comfortable and being in a place where I felt accepted.
There's a few guys on the Academy Barons roster, like Isaac Ocampo and Trevor Schmidt, that were at Servite. Did you get a chance to play with them?
Oh yeah, Isaac's one of my best friends growing up. He put me on with the academy, and I'm just thankful for that friendship that we've had, because a lot of my baseball career has been I can attribute to how he's helped me, just mentally instilling confidence in me, and always wanting the best for me. And in terms of Trevor Schmidt, he graduated when I was a freshman. I didn't really know him that much, but I brought it up to him and was like, it was kind of cool that we were both at Servite.
Second out of the inning is a grounder to J.J. Nielsen. It was a high hop. He had the patience to wait and make that throw in time. 2 up, 2 down for Amari Yolas. Again, we're sitting here with Chip Mertz here on the broadcast.
Speaking of Servite, J-Rod at the plate right now also.
Another Servite guy.
Yep.
What's the competition like in the Trinity League, and what are some things you learned from playing against those guys?
I personally was never on varsity, so I can't, I guess, speak on that behalf. But I'd say that just being around that, and because I was still around, the guys that were, and just being around just such a high level of competition, it really does. It's harsh. It's do you want this life or do you not? It's pretty simple. That's pretty much all I can really say about it. It just makes you ask the question about where you are in your career, and makes you very introspective about what you want, how you want to go about this.
What's one of your earliest baseball memories?
Just, I guess, my dad throwing me the ball and learning to hit for the first time. I remember the reason I got into baseball was because of him. So just that's pretty much the earliest thing, and I guess it stuck because hitting's always been kind of my thing. So from the start, I was a hitter, I guess.
Did you have any favorite baseball players or athletes growing up?
Growing up, I think the first one was I think Jock Peterson for the Dodgers. I started watching baseball really like around 2015, and he was kind of coming up then. So that guy was always that guy's always been one of my favorites.
Are the Dodgers your favorite team, or do you have root for another team?
Yeah, I'd say yeah, the Dodgers are, but I just love baseball as a whole, to be honest. But I'd say yeah, I am a pretty diehard Dodgers fan.
So 1-2-3 here, 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the sixth. Again, we're sitting here with Chip Mertz. We'll have you on for a few more questions since it was such a quick inning.
Sounds good.
Do you have a favorite baseball movie of all time?
So back to how my dad got me into baseball, it was because he showed me The Sandlot. So I feel like that one's kind of self-explanatory. But some other great ones, I really like Moneyball. Moneyball's a good one. That's kind of one of the more, probably the most serious one out of all the baseball movies. Angels in the Outfield is a guilty pleasure. That's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say those three. Those three are probably where I'm at.
Just about to have the bottom of the sixth inning. Jordan Carrington will lead things off. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for the Academy Barons. They lead 4-0. Again, we're sitting here with Chip Mertz, one of the infielders for the Academy Barons this summer. What are the lessons that you've learned from the coaching staff here at the Barons this summer?
I think a lot of it is just kind of trusting what you have and knowing who you are as a player and I think that goes a long way in baseball, because sometimes you can lose your identity with what you're doing and trying to be something else or trying to be something you're not. Because once you embrace what it is or who you are, that's when you really start to flourish and come in your own and start playing the game the way you want to play.
Do you have a favorite thing to snack on in the dugout?
I'm not really a big snack guy in the dugout, but I think we did have at Canyon this year. We did have a really good snack system in the dugout going. So, and I'd say Sour Punch, like the little strings.
Okay.
Not the Patch Kids, but the little string things. Those ones are really good. Probably horrible for you in the middle of a game, but I'd probably have to go with that.
I think the initial sour and sugar might be good, but
Yeah.
if you have it too early, you might crash on later. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But you're young too, so it probably doesn't affect you as maybe an older person.
Nerves are high. Need to calm down a little bit.
Exactly. On the ground for the second baseman, Evans. Throw to first in time. What's one aspect of your game that you would like to work on in the summer?
Definitely, I guess, more specific as to right now, I'd say my defense. Just kind of strengthening my arms, smoothing my feet out. Just becoming more of an all-around player, because I feel like I usually don't have to worry about my hitting. It's just kind of putting it all together. But I also want to get faster as well, add that to my game. But yeah, I'd say defense probably, and not something where it's like I can really improve this right away, but just getting used to a higher level of pitching, and that just comes with more experience, and just learning not to be so discouraged if something doesn't go my way.
2 outs in the inning after Lujan lines out to the third baseman, Sauce. First pitch to Nielsen, misses upstairs. Now you're one of the younger players here on the Barons roster.
Yep.
How has it been, not only being the youngest player, but interacting with a lot of other college guys of different ages?
Specifically to the Barons, it's been great. They've all treated me very well, and I think another thing too is just picking their brains and seeing how these different guys operate that have been in the game longer than I have. But yeah, just being around all these guys, it's been great, and I'm really thankful that this is the group that I'm rocking with this summer.
3-0 the count to J.J. Nielsen. Last question for you. If you can go any place in the world, where would you want to visit?
Probably Japan. Big tourist attraction place, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously Shohei, Yamamoto, all those dudes, big over there. I just want to see what life is like over there. Yeah.
I actually did have one more question. What can you share about your recruiting journey and where you might end up playing baseball this upcoming school year?
So for this year, I'm going to be going to Mount Sac Junior College. I'm excited for that opportunity and what that's going to bring, because I feel like the process specifically to them, they treated me very well, and I'm just excited to get better, use them as resources to get better. But as far as the recruiting process as a whole, it was definitely tough, because I'm not the biggest guy, so it's a little harder to stick out. But yeah, I mean, but now that I'm playing at a higher level, I got to compete with other guys, so it's really up to me if this is the life I chose, and I gotta find a way to stick out somehow and compete.
Yeah, and Mount Sac's a very competitive spot. They just won the state championship at
Yep.
the community college level. Again, that's Chip Mertz joining us on the broadcast. That's a fly out to end the bottom of the 6th inning. Barons still lead 4-0. Thanks for joining us on the broadcast. Hope to have you on in the future.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Top of the 7th inning, the 4, 5, 6 hitters are due up for the Orange County Riptide. Grant MacArthur will lead things off, followed by Carter Dans and Camden Sauce. My name is Noah Alvarez, saying thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Barons currently lead 4-0 and are hoping to hang on to earn their 3rd win in a row. They're currently 5-8. Riptide are 7-7. Barons picked up 3 runs in the 1st inning, 1 in the 5th. Riptide still are looking for their 1st run of the evening. Amari Yolas back for his 2nd inning of work in relief. First reliever we're seeing on the evening for Joel Tornero, who had a fantastic outing. 5 full innings, 81 pitches thrown. First pitch strike to MacArthur. Tornero finished with 7 total strikeouts, allowed 2 hits, no runs came across, and only walked 1 batter. Very strong performance on back-to-back nights by 2 starters. Another strike called there. It's been a pretty wide zone by the home plate umpire, Rob Tino. Some groans from the first base side dugout. No balls and 2 strikes, the count to the DH. 1-2. Yola spent this past spring with Cypress College. A lot of Cypress College players here on both sides. Swing and a miss. MacArthur is set down via the strikeout. It was a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th inning, but Yolas didn't pick up a strikeout. It was 3 ground outs. This is the first strikeout of the outing for Yolas. Yolas will feature a fastball, slider, curveball, and a changeup, as well as a sinker. That breaking ball just misses the zone. 1-0 the count to Carter Dans. Dans 0 for 2. Riptide only have 2 hits in the evening. Downstairs. They've only had 3 base runners in the game, 2 hits and 1 walk. No hit batters. Swing and a miss for strike one of the at-bat. And a few Cypress College relievers in the bullpen for the Academy Barons this summer. Amari Yolis is one of them. Douglas Crystal, as well as Jason Thomas, a few other guys that spent this past spring at Cypress College. Inside for ball 3. Cypress went on to win the Orange Empire Conference during the regular season and advanced all the way to the state Final Four. On the ground, over to the second baseman, Williams, ranges to his right, throws on the run in time. Nice stretch by Carrington at first.
Next batter for the OC Riptide is number
5 up, 5 down for Yolas out of the bullpen. A native to the Pacific Palisades. Before Cypress College, he played at LA Valley College in 2024, made 8 appearances and transferred on to Cypress in 2025. 19 appearances, 31 innings, an ERA of 6.61. 2 outs. First pitch. Misses upstairs to Sauce. Sauce reached via the walk in the second inning, grounded out to third in the fifth. Another pitch upstairs, 2-0 the count. Yolas was one of our first interviews that we had in opening weekend back on Sunday, June 8th, as the Barons hosted the Santa Barbara Foresters. On the ground, foul towards the first base coach. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yolas didn't play in that opening couple of games for the Barons this season, but he was able to take some pictures, brought his camera to the ballpark, got some nice flicks of the Barons on that opening weekend. It's one of his hobbies outside of baseball that he talked about during our interview. A 2-1 pitch in the dirt for ball 3. Again, in case you missed the interviews live, you can always go back and watch the replays of each game this season, and we'll timestamp the interviews so that you can just click on the time. It'll take you right to the interview, and can you listen to the conversation. 3-1 the count to Sauce. Foul ball. Out of play. A full count to Sauce. In the bottom of the 7th, the Barons will send the 9-1 hitters, Isaac Ocampo, Nathaniel Williams, and DJ Akiyama. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the outing, and it's the 3rd out of the inning. 6 straight batters retired by Amari Yolis out of the bullpen. Very effective for pitching coach A.J. Monterez. The Barons are playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger, trying to make it 3 wins in a row. Currently hanging on to a 4-0 lead. 7th inning stretch time will stay on during this half-inning break and lay out the week ahead for the Academy Barons. They have tomorrow off before taking on the Arroyo Seco Saints in Pasadena. That game will be Friday in Pasadena. First pitch is scheduled at 6:05. Saturday, they'll take on the Philippines baseball group here at the MLB Youth Academy. First pitch also scheduled at 6:05. And then on Sunday, they'll host the Arroyo Seco Saints for the first time at the Academy. First pitch scheduled at 1:05. So that's the upcoming schedule. 3 more games, 2 more at home this weekend. Saturday and Sunday for the Barons. 6:05 Saturday and 1:05 on Sunday afternoon. New pitcher on the mound for the Orange County Riptide. It's a left-hander by the name of Dane Grant. Grant from Ladera Ranch stands at 6'2". Spent this past season as a freshman at the University of California, Irvine. He's the third pitcher we're seeing on the mound for head coach Brian Evans and the Orange County Riptide coaching staff. The lights are on. Still some daylight left here in Southern California. Another really nice evening as temperatures drop into the mid-60s, currently 67 degrees. Wind not really a factor this evening, has swirled around in different directions through the course of this ball game. It was Tommy McGuire who started the game. Now Trey Telford pitched 3 innings of relief. A big bridge reliever right there for head coach Brian Evans. Did allow 1 run to come across. It was an earned run. But it allows Evans not to go into his bullpen super early and blow a lot of arms. They do travel to San Luis Obispo to take on the Blues tomorrow, so they have a long evening. They do have Friday off, but a trip to San Luis Obispo tomorrow is never easy with the traffic up there, or trying to get up there. In steps Isaac Ocampo. Downstairs for ball 1. Ocampo singled and came around to score in the 5th inning. Misses the edge of the zone. Ball 2. A makeup call there by Rob Tino. That ball was a little further out than the pitch before, but he rules that one a strike. Dane Grant from the windup. Inside. Maybe another makeup call. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Ocampo skies this one. A chance for the catcher is a car. First baseman Rodriguez calls him off. Out number 1 in the inning. Let's reset that defense for the Orange County Riptide. In the outfield from left to right, Carter Dans, Camden Burdick, and Bradley Navarro. In the infield, Camden Sauce at third base, Tyler Holland at short, Jake Evans at second, and Johnny Rodriguez at first. Behind home plate, it's Jimmy Zakar. New pitcher in the game for the Orange County Riptide is Dane Grant. First pitch outside to Nathaniel Williams. First we're seeing of Williams hitting from the right side this evening. He's a switch hitter. Played this past season at Santa Ana College. Hit .314 on the season in 34 starts for the Dons. He's one of 3 brothers that played at Santa Ana College, and all 3 were switch hitters, are switch hitters. Williams swings over the breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grant back to work quickly. On the ground, over to the first baseman, Rodriguez, who backhands it and steps on the bag. 3 unassisted if you're keeping score at home. Out number 2. In steps DJ Akiyama. DJ Akiyama is also a switch hitter here for the Academy Barons. 3 switch hitters in the lineup. Grant's making his 3rd appearance on the season for the Riptide. Akiyama swings at a pitch, darting towards his back foot. 0-1 the count. Good movement from the left-hander. Grant's pitched 5 2/3 of an inning this summer. He's given up 10 hits, 1 earned run. Has 10 strikeouts in those 5 2/3 of an inning. He did pitch against the Barons back on June 15th, a Sunday, in that 6-5 walk-off victory for the Riptide at the Great Park in Irvine. Check swing, peel down to first base. Heath Jones says he did go around. 1-2 now the count to the shortstop. High and wide. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the top of the 8th, we'll see the bottom third of the order. Jamie Zakar, Tyler Holland, and center fielder Camden Burdick. Pop fly into the infield. No problem for Jake Evans. 3 up, 3 down for the Academy Barons in the home half of the 7th. They still lead 4-0. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. When we come back, the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the OC Riptide. They're down to their final 6 outs. Douglas Crystal is the new pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons, taking over here in the top of the 8th inning. Due up for the Riptide are their 7, 8, 9 hitters. Jimmy Zakar will lead things off. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in. Third pitcher of the evening we're seeing for the Academy Barons. Joel Tornero started the game, used 81 pitches to get 5 innings. Amari Yolas pitched the last 2, using 25 pitches. Yolas didn't allow a hit, did have 2 strikeouts in his outing. Still only 2 hits in the ballgame for the Riptide. Douglas Crystal spent this past spring along with Yolas and Jason Thomas at Cypress College. In steps Jimmy Zakar. Zakar might have faced Crystal a couple of times in 2024 as a member of the Irvine Valley Lasers. Team also in the Orange Empire Conference. First pitch strike to the catcher. One and 1 the count. This one's in the dirt. Crystal's making his 3rd appearance on the season for the Academy Barons. He's pitched 3 innings thus far, hasn't given up a run. No hits allowed either. 5 strikeouts. Before Cypress College, he played at Ocean View High School. Was teammates with Nathaniel Williams, the Barons' second baseman in high school. Two and 1 the count to Zakar. Drives this one well, but into foul territory. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. 100 miles per hour off the bat. Just couldn't keep it fair. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zakar does have one of the 2 hits for the Riptide this evening, a single back in the 2nd inning. Down and away, ball 3. Full count to the leadoff hitter. Tyler Holland is the batter on deck. Pitch misses downstairs, and it's a leadoff walk here in the top of the 8th inning.
Number 1, Tyler Holland.
Fourth base runner for the Riptide this evening. Their bats have been relatively quiet. Two walks, 2 hits this evening, given up by the Barons pitching staff. Third arm we're seeing on the mound, Douglas Crystal will work from the stretch. Carrington holds the runner at first base. The car not really a threat to run. On the edge, strike 1 to Tyler Holland, the shortstop. Holland has the other hit for the OC Riptide this evening. Both Zakar and Holland, the 7-8 hitters. 1 hit apiece. In the dirt, Ocampo blocks it and keeps it close by. The runner retreats back to first. 1-1 the count. Runner on first, nobody out. Top of the 8th inning. Holland singled in the 5th inning. Stranded at first base. Swings through that one. It was a big swing. Comes up empty. Crystal comes set. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball misses the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Runner on first. Carrington holds. Check swing. 3-2 after home plate umpire says that's a ball. Heath Jones says no swing on the check swing. Pitch was really close to the zone. Instead of strike 3, it's ball 3. It's a full count. Runner on first base. The payoff pitch in the air, in foul territory. Ocampo didn't see it. And it fell in between the third baseman and the pitcher. Both Crystal and Nielsen were here on the left side of the grass. In foul territory. Neither of them could locate it. Ocampo never saw it. Instead, it's a second chance for Tyler Holland at the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes, nobody out. Zakar, the runner on first. Barons lead 4-0. In the air, also foul, out of play this time. It's that time of the day where the sun has set, the lights are on, but there's still a little bit of daylight, making it tough to read the ball up in the air. One of the tougher parts of the evening, to read a ball in the sky. Here's the 3-2 from Crystal. Also in the air, very similar spot, out of play. Next pitch will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. 3 straight foul balls by the shortstop Holland. Again, spent this past season as a redshirt over at the University of Arkansas. The 3-2. Rips this one into left field. Del Villar ranges to his right a few steps and makes the catch for out number 1. Zakar retreats back to first. It was a battle between Holland and Crystal. Crystal gets the better of Holland. 1 out, top of the 8th. That runner still on first. In steps Camden Burdick. He struck it out looking twice this evening, 0 for 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1 of the at-bat. Fastball. Up above the zone at 88. In the spring for the Cypress Chargers, Crystal made 20 appearances, recorded 2 saves, and 33 innings, posted an ERA of 4.32. Swing and a miss. Ocampo had this one in the dirt. The throw down. The time was there.
Caught stealing 2-4. Isaac Ocampo to Nathaniel Williams.
Bit of a delayed steal attempt by Jimmy Zakar. The pitch didn't get far away from Ocampo. He threw from his knee, an accurate throw to Williams. An 0-2 count to Camden Burdick. Chance for a quick inning here with nobody on base. Crystal will look to retire the center fielder. Upstairs. One and two the count. Crystal will play this upcoming season at Fresno State, committed to them on June 3rd, right before the summer season started here in the CCL. Another foul ball. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Drives this one into left field. Didn't get the barrel. Del Villar comes in a few steps and makes a grab for out number 3. So counts as a 1-2-3 inning for Douglas Crystal. Nice throw by Isaac Ocampo to get the runner stealing at second base. 3 up, 3 down. On our way to the bottom of the 8th. The final 3 outs for the Barons to put up some insurance runs. They lead 4-0. In steps Tommy Gooden, Jason Del Villar, and Jordan Carrington when we come back. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, bottom of the 8th inning, Barons lead 4-0. For going back to last game, it's now 15. Check that, my math is wrong. 17 straight shutout innings by the Barons pitching staff. 9 shutout innings in a victory last night over the Philippines baseball group. And so far, 8 shutout innings from the Barons pitching staff here against the Orange County Riptide. I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the Barons are playing some of their best baseball, firing on all cylinders, dealing with their fair share of injuries, but overcoming early on this season, looking to make up some ground. They're 5-8 and currently sitting in 6th place in the CCL South standings. The Riptide are 7-7, 2.5 games ahead of them. In steps Tommy Gooden, new pitcher on the mound, left-hander by the name of Dylan Blakey. Blakey spent this past spring with Texas Tech University. Didn't appear in any games. Before that, played 2 seasons at Saddleback College, 2023 and 2024. Helped the Saddleback Bobcats win a state championship in 2024. First pitch to Tommy Gooden misses downstairs. Gooden hit an RBI single in his last at-bat. Started off as a scary moment. On a 1-0 pitch, he swung, immediately went down to the ground and held his knee. but he was able to get up under his own power. Continued to stay in the game, battled during that at-bat, and delivered an RBI single. The 4th run of the game. Barons are hoping for another insurance run in the bottom of the 8th. Swings through another. 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the top of the 9th inning, we'll see the top of the order due up for the Riptide. Navarro, Evans, and Rodriguez. On the ground for the shortstop. Holland to his left. Bit of a wide throw. Rodriguez comes off the bag and lays the tag on Gooden. 6-3 for out number 1. Del Villar will step in. He's 0 for 3 on the evening. He's been busy in left field. He's recorded 3 putouts. 1 out, nobody on base. Bottom of the 8th inning. Check swing and a good decision to do so. It's a ball downstairs. Want to know the count. And the new pitcher is Dylan Blakey for the Orange County Riptide. Two and 0. Blakey is making his 3rd appearance for the Riptide this season. All 3 have been out of the bullpen. In 4 innings, he's given up 2 earned runs, 3 hits, does have 3 strikeouts, an ERA of 4.50. Drills this one into right field towards the line. It drops fair. Extra bases as it rattles off the right field wall in the corner. A 1-out double for Jason Del Villar.
Next up is number 15, Jordan Carrington.
If we go back to the previous box scores, that's now 3 straight games with a double. Del Villar had a double in Sunday's victory over the Oaks and yesterday's victory over the Philippines baseball group. Now a double late against the OC Riptide. 3 doubles in the last 3 games. Seeing the ball really well as of late. Del Villar at second base. Holland will hold at shortstop. Carrington fouls this into the net. 0-1 the count to start the at-bat. Carrington's 0 for 3 on the evening. Did reach on an error in the first. That drove in the first run of the game. He also came around to score on the 2 RBI single by Antonio Lujan. Down in the dirt, Del Villar stays at second. Is our car able to keep that one close by? One and 1 the count. Another lefty on lefty matchup for the pitcher Dylan Blakey. Switch hitter Antonio Lujan in the on deck circle. In the zone for strike 2. In case you missed it, we had Shannon Williams, the head coach of the Compton College baseball program, on during the top of the 3rd inning. And we had Chip Mertz on during the top of the 6th. Another ball in the dirt. Zakar keeps it in front of him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, we'll go ahead and timestamp those interviews for you once the video is uploaded at a later date. So you can always go back and listen to the interviews in case you missed it on the live stream. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carrington steps back in. The native of Rancho Cucamonga. Long pause here from Blakey. The 2-2 on the edge of the zone or somewhere near it. Rings up. Carrington on a pretty favorable call for Blakey. Bit downstairs and outside of the zone that we have on our TrackMan. Carrington's retired, now finishes the evening 0 for 4. In steps Antonio Lujan. 1 for 3 on the evening, 2 RBIs. Bit behind on the fastball there. Starts off the count 0-1. With the righty at the plate, second baseman Evans in charge of keeping the runner at second close to the bag. Lujan lined out to the third baseman, Sauce, in the 6th inning. An awkward swing there from Lujan. Didn't look very comfortable there. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Downstairs in the dirt, Zakar. Another nice block behind home plate. He's been busy. So we have another skunk sighting. In case you missed it last night, there was a skunk in the outfield that moved from left center all the way to right, snuck under the fence. Didn't interfere with any of the players. You see the skunk again in deep center field. Lujan pokes this into right field towards the line. Another tough play. It drops. Del Villar will stroll and touch home plate. The 5th run of the evening. 5-0 is the score. Advantage Academy Barons.
Here is number 8, J. Nielsen.
So ahead of that at bat with Lujan, thought we had a pretty clear player of the game in Joel Tornero, but now we have a discussion between Lujan, who now has 3 RBIs in the evening, 2 for 4. Makes his case. Pretty strong case offensively, driving in 3 of the 5 runs for the Barons this evening. First pitch to Nielsen misses. 1-0 the count. Tornero, on the other hand, set the tone for the Barons and the pitching staff. 5 shutout innings. Only allowed 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 base runners total. Throw to first, and Lujan, oh! Somehow evaded the tag at first base by Rodriguez. The throw beat him. I think Rodriguez just might have missed on the tag there. One and 1 the count, runner on first base. Lujan with the smaller lead. Nielsen comes up empty. One ball and 2 strikes. To the third baseman, Nielsen. He drew a walk in his last at-bat, 0 for 2 on the evening. Goes down swinging. 3rd out of the inning. The runner stays put at first base. 1 more run does come across for the Academy Barons. They now lead 5-0. Top of the 9th, top 3rd of the order due up for the OC Riptide. They're down to their final 3 outs. Bradley Navarro, Jake Evans, and Johnny Rodriguez. Looks like Douglas Crystal going to stay on the mound for the Academy Barons in the top of the 9th. When we come back, final 3 outs here for the Barons and the Riptide. Navarro will lead things off. 0 for 3 on the evening, as many of the Riptide hitters are. They've only had 4 base runners in the game, 2 walks and 2 hits allowed by the Barons pitching staff total. Barons have a 5-0 lead. Riptide have no runs off 2 hits and 2 errors defensively. Barons have 5 runs off 9 hits, no errors defensively. Douglas Crystal will stay on the mound as he looks to get the final 3 outs in today's contest. It's the second inning of work. Walked the leadoff batter in the 8th, but a nice throw from Isaac Ocampo to catch the catcher stealing. Misses upstairs, ball 1. Navarro entered today, reaching base safely on 10 straight games, so a streak at risk of ending here tonight. Needs a walk or a hit. There's the first strike of the at-bat on the breaking ball. One on 1 the count. Flare out into shallow left field. Del Villar races in. Tough play, and he has to make it on the hop. So it's a leadoff single for Navarro, who has now reached safely in 11 straight ball games. Down to his final at bat. In steps Jake Evans. Ocampo tells Crystal to step off. Lujan dealing with the skunk in center field, I believe. Carrington holds the runner at first base. Oh, first pitch of the at-bat hits Evans on the elbow pad. There's now runners at first and second. We'll see how long of a leash they give Crystal here late in this game. It's a 5-0 score. Big insurance run for the Barons in the bottom of the 8th. A.J. Monterez is going to use this time to talk to his pitcher and catcher, while the trainer for the Academy Barons checks in on Jake Evans. He is wearing that elbow guard, but it might have caught him on the forearm by the way that ball sounded off the ricochet. Two more home games this week for the Academy Barons. Saturday night against the Philippines baseball group. First pitch scheduled at 6:05. If you can't make it to the ballpark, be sure to tune into the live stream on YouTube. And then Sunday afternoon against the Arroyo Seco Saints. It'll be the first we see of the Saints here at the Academy. First pitch scheduled at 1:05 on Sunday afternoon. Evans at first base, Navarro at second. In steps Johnny Rodriguez, the first baseman. He's 0 for 3 entering today's game. He also had a streak of reaching base safely in 7 straight games. Leadoff single, a hit batter. Nobody out for Crystal in the top of the 9th. Foul ball out of play. 0-1 the count to Rodriguez. Rodriguez and Crystal had their battles, competing in the Orange Empire Conference. Crystal for Cypress College, Rodriguez for Golden West. Breaking ball in the zone for strike 2. Long pause from Crystal as he checks on the runner at second Delivers on home. Rodriguez goes down via the strikeout. Out number 1.
Next up is number
That ball just disappeared from Crystal's arm. Looked like the changeup there. 4-pitch arsenal for the reliever. Fastball, cutter, curveball, and changeup. In steps Grant MacArthur. He was a victim of the strikeout against Amari Yolas in the 7th inning. 0 for 3 on the evening. Skies this one. Right side out of play. Riptide down to their final 2 outs. Tomorrow they'll travel to San Luis Obispo to take on the Blues. Long travel day coming up ahead for the Riptide. Barons will have tomorrow off before traveling to Pasadena to take on the Saints. Crystal. MacArthur fouls this one off the mask. No balls and 2 strikes. Batter on deck is the left fielder Carter Dans. First 5 hitters in the order have yet to record a hit in today's contest. On the bottom of the zone, MacArthur goes down looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Crystal.
number 13, Carter Daggs.
Down to their final out. It's Carter Dans that will get a crack at it. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Crystal on the mound for the Barons. On the ground, over to Carrington at first. Lunges, tosses it to Crystal in time. 3-1 for out number 3. The Barons come out victorious. 5-0 is the final score. Joel Tornero picks up the victory, his 3rd of the season, while Tommy McGuire gets hit with the loss. The Barons pitch another shutout on back-to-back evenings now. They advance to 6-8 on the season. The OC Riptide dropped to 7-8. They're below 500 for the first time this season. Again, 2 more home games on the week. Saturday night at 6:05 against the Philippines Baseball Group. And then Sunday afternoon against the Arroyo Seco Saints. First pitch scheduled at 1:05. My name is Noah Alvarez, saying thanks for tuning in. Of course, want to thank our interviews today, head coach Shannon Williams of the Compton College baseball program, and also infielder Chip Mertz, who joined the broadcast during the top of the 6th inning. Thanks to both interviewees. Also, thank you to Oliver and TJ for helping out with the broadcast stream tonight. We hope you enjoyed this edition of the Barons broadcast. Again, final score in this one, 5-0. Tornero picks up his 3rd win of the season, and the Barons advance to 6-8. We'll catch you guys on Saturday night.